Hey everyone, I'm Aaliyah from Freebies to Deals, and I've had a lot of you ask me to do a video about the Temptu Airbrush, which is kind of not normally what I do since this is a deal and coupon website, but I think it is definitely a deal because it's worth the money, and I just thought I might be able to show you some tips and tricks that I've learned in order to get that flawless look and be able to cover up all those imperfections. So we're going to get started, and hopefully this will help you guys learn how to use your Temptu better or talk you into getting one because it's been one of the best purchases I've ever made. Well, actually, I got it for a Christmas gift, but that was my Christmas. So, before you start, this is the airbrush machine, and a lot of people think that it's really hard to use. It's totally not. After you use it for about a week or two, you will have it down. The beginning is a little hard, but if you watch a few videos like mine and some others on YouTube, you'll totally get how to work it all. Okay. So just so you guys know, I've already moisturized my face. I've actually also scrubbed my face with an exfoliant. I personally love the St. Ives facial scrub. I think it's great. You can use the Target Up and Up brand. It does exactly the same thing, same ingredients. So if you want to go a cheaper route, that's the way to do it. That way you have like a smooth face. And if you can see, I'm obviously not wearing any makeup, which I can't believe I'm doing this video anyway. But if you can see, like I have some, imperfections, here. I'm blessed with pretty good skin, but all of us have those times of the month where our hormones go crazy, so we do get breakouts. So I'm going to show you how to cover those up, and that's one of the reasons why I love the Temptu the most, is because it does cover up everything that I just couldn't get the same results with regular makeup, so wasn't a big fan of that. Okay, so I've also put on a primer. You don't have to put on a primer in order to use this. I just like putting on a primer that's silicone based. I use the Smashbox. It's the photo finish, and this is expensive, but honestly, I've had this for probably a year. You only need like a pea-size amount, and it works for the entire face. So if you are interested in getting one, this is the one that I recommend. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the pods. These are the little pods. They're full of makeup. They come in all the different shades. If you can't find, when you first buy the Temptu, buy the shade that you think is the closest to your match. They actually have a shade finder and a guarantee. So if you buy the wrong color, you can exchange it for free for a different one. So you'll find the right color. I actually have 3 different colors that I always keep on hand. I have sand, which is my normal color throughout the entire year. But when I get to summer like I am right now, I have to go to warm beige, and then I have to go to beige. And then if I get really tan in summer, I have to go to natural. So I have those as well on hand. That way, and it's kind of hard in the summer too because you have to keep changing the colors that you use because depending on how much time you're in the sun, it just makes a difference. So I'm going to start, and I use the lighter color. So for right now, I'm a beige color right now, and I'm going to use a lighter color called warm beige to cover up all of these little imperfections, and it's super simple. So if you can see, there is a little black dot knob right here. All you do is pull it out, and that's what connects to you. And then I like to give this little thing a pull too, the little plastic thing. And then you just push it on, and it will snap like that, super easy. And when you turn it on, you just pull this back. Now, this is the trick. For all of you who've used Temptu before, they used to have red dials like this. See how this one doesn't have a little black thing, it's red. When they changed the new AirPod systems, they're actually bigger. I don't know if you can see the difference in size. So they went to the bigger ones, which is great. It's more for your money. But the airflow is totally different. So I would be using this the same way I used the last one, and I would realize that it just wouldn't dry, and it would be just all over my face, and it would be wet and sticky, and it's not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to dry really quick, and that way if you touch it or your kids grab your face or whatever, it's still on and it still looks perfect. So if you are using the new pods with that black tab, you need to make sure that your dial on your Temptu machine is turned all the way down. Like it's barely on because the air comes out so strong, you don't want to do that. And you want to barely pull back on this trigger right here and keep it 4 to 6 inches away from your face. And I'm going to be doing a circle motion like this all around my face. You can feel it coming on. Actually, sometimes I like to close my eyes when I do it so I can feel where it's hitting. And that way I know that I'm getting the coverage that I want. But before we start and do that, I need to cover up these little weasels, I guess I should say. So I'm going to turn it on. It's kind of loud, so hopefully you can still hear me. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to, see these little marks right here? I'm going to quickly pull back on the trigger like this. Super simple, super fast. And it covers it up. I'm quite far away from the mirror, so hopefully you can see that I'm getting these, and I can see that I'm getting them. And it's okay if it's a little splotchy when you do these little marks, because you're going to go over it with the other color that's your actual color. So this one should be a little bit lighter than normal. So any like little marks or anything that I don't want to be seen, I will cover up. And I also like to do the area where you would do your concealer right here. And notice that I'm closing my eyes because I wear contacts and I don't really want it on there. But I'm barely pulling back on the trigger. I'm 4 to 6 inches away, and I'm doing little circle motions. Okay, so you can see, hopefully, it's kind of covered those up just a little bit. Now I don't want to put too much on because then when I put on the other color, it's going to make it look cakey. So I'm just going to make sure that I'm all red, and I will be right back. Okay, now that I can see. Okay, so now I'm going to turn it off, and that was my cover-up color. And now I'm going to use the beige because that's my color right now. And I'm going to snap that on. You got to make sure that it clips. Hopefully you heard that. And now I'm going to do circular motions all over. And I'm going to start so you can see. You probably have to pull your hair back, and I'm going to close my eyes, so ignore that because I like to feel where it's actually hitting. You want to have the airbrush pointing down and just do circle motions, and you'll feel it where it's hitting. And you make sure that you stay back. If you get too close while you're doing it, which is really easy to do, it will go on super thick and you'll have to start all over again, so you don't want to do that. It's better to start out far away and then do a second layer if you have to, if you don't have enough coverage. So I'm going to keep going. Okay, so hopefully you can see that it's all evening out, it's all working wonderfully. And once you've done like a round or two and you've hit all the parts of your skin, you can look in the mirror and see what places have gotten too much, what hasn't gotten enough. And like I said, when you first start this, it's going to be something that you've never done before. It's going to be totally different. So you want to make sure that you go slow and don't get frustrated, because after a week you're going to love this thing. And I've had this for I think 3 years now, and it's just my favorite thing in the entire world. So you should have the color match exactly so you don't have a line. Like if you can see, I don't have a line. But I still like to blend just a little bit down into my neck, because if you're like me, you don't get a lot of sun on your neck. So I'm just going to do a really light kind of blend down, just so it's not totally different than my neck, since it's a little of a lighter color. So hopefully you can see that it's a lot more clear. The lighting isn't perfect, but hopefully you're seeing that all those little imperfections that I had are pretty covered up. If I had more time, I would go through those. So that's kind of that. Okay, so I'm going pretty light today. I'm just running errands. I don't need to do anything crazy. And like I said, if you want more coverage, you can go heavier. And it won't look cakey. It just dries, and it's a little wet right now. It'll take about 5 minutes, and it's totally dry. So another thing you want to do, and the thing that's great about the airbrush, is you can actually contour your face. So since I had a baby recently, my face is still bigger than it normally is. No one else notices but myself. You know how that is. But so I want to contour my face to give myself more of a cheekbone and make my face not as wide. So I'm going to be using a bronzer. If you have a bronzer, the one that I like is it's called Sunset Glow, and I also have this one that's called Glow. Glow can be used anywhere. It can be used on the eye area. It can be used anywhere, and I really think the highlighters are great for basically anything and anyone. So because I don't have my bronzer, because I just ran out, I'm going to use a darker color base, which you can totally do. So I'm going to use this, and I'm going to use it right underneath my cheekbone right here, if you can see. So when I pull back, I'm going to do just a small kissy face so I can see where that line is on my cheekbone. And remember, lighter is better, because if you go too dark, you're going to have to wipe it all off and start over again. Okay, the other part that I like to do is right here on the hairline. Like if you were to get tan, that's normally where you are really tan. The side of your nose will help your nose look a little bit more proportionate, and I like to do a little bit down here. So I'm going to do that quickly. Okay, so that kind of gives like just a little bit of contouring. Hopefully you can see it. And then the next thing that I am going to do, if I can find it, is get my blush. Now, so this is my blush. This one is called Hot Pink. It looks a lot brighter and a lot darker than it really is. Remember, you don't have to use very much unless you want to go crazy with it, so don't worry about that. You can also get the lighter color. I think it's called Peony Pink. I like that one as well. And this is the warm glow that I was talking about that I usually use, but it's pretty much gone. Okay, so now I'm taking my pink for my blush. Now, this comes out really fast, so like I said before, you have to go really slow and do really light and stay far away. You're going to start with the apples of your cheeks. And if you need to smile just a little bit so you can see where they are, you're going to brush here, and then you're going to kind of sweep it out so it hits up here. Make sure that you tip down. If you tip up, it'll come up here, and it'll look super weird. So hopefully that will help you guys. So okay, hopefully you can see that. I'm going to go a little darker so you guys can see, because I know the lighting in my bathroom isn't perfect. So then I have a little bit of the pink on my face. The last thing that I want to do is use the highlighter, and this is like the magic wand. Before you use every pot, I don't think I mentioned this, you need to shake it. You'll hear that sound. That way it gets all mixed up and it doesn't come out wrong. So I'm just connecting it again. And this time, you're going to want to do like a C shape right here. So when you turn your face, you'll kind of have like the highlighted cheekbone, which helps raise your face. I know some people like to do underneath the brow bone. If you put a highlighter here, you can do that. And then I also like to do it right in the middle, because remember I put dark up here, so I'm going to put a light right in the middle, and then a light down my nose, and then a little bit right here. Super simple. So okay, now if you can see, like I have a little bit of a thing right there, and I want just a little bit more. And then I'm also going to do under my eyebrows, so you can see that. And if you are the type of person who likes to put like a white or a beige right here in the corners of your eyes to make your eyes pop, you can go like that with a flick and get a little bit of opening up right there in your eye corner. Okay, so basically that's it. You'll notice when you do this that you're going to get some of that makeup on your lips, which is totally fine. There's two ways to get around that. You can put Vaseline on your lips before you start doing your makeup, and then it'll just wipe right off. Or if you brush your teeth and then wipe your mouth, it'll all just come off too. It's water-based, so it's not that big of a deal. So anyway, that's it. Obviously, I don't have any eye makeup on or anything like that, but you can see how much different and how much clearer my entire complexion is. Like, it's amazing. I love it. So if you've been thinking about getting a Temptu, it is the coolest thing ever. Look for the discounts. I'll post them on Freebies deals anytime I see them. So whenever you're ready, you can buy it. And I'm also going to be talking about deals and steals when it comes to makeup, because as much as I love that expensive makeup, I really don't like it. And there are a lot of brands that work amazing, and they are a fraction of the cost. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that, and I will talk about that soon. You can visit freebies2deals.com for more information on discounts for the Temptu and everything else you could possibly ever purchase. I'm a maniac and always posting deals. So talk to you soon. Bye.